Well, hello and hello again, and welcome to another edition of the Living Strong Television Network broadcast, where I'm your guest speaker, Prophet Scotty Lee Johnson. On behalf of the Whosoever Will Outreach Ministry, 2121 Tillman Highway, located right in the beautiful vicinity of Hilton Head, Savannah, Ridgeland, South Carolina, under the leadership of none other than Pastor Josie M. Bostic, along with Dr. Earl Bostic Sr., DMD. The Bible declares that the word of the Lord, it is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even unto the dividing asunder of bone and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart. The Bible also declares, blessed is he or that nation or that person or that individual that simply does something that we all should do. Consider the poor. For that nation, that individual, that person, oh, there's no doubt about it, they shall be blessed. I want you to know, fastest 30 minutes in broadcast is about to start. What you need to do is call a friend, call a neighbor. Let them know that Living Strong is on, and you can't go wrong when you're watching and loving and living strong. Fast 30 minutes starts right now. It is no surprise with what you're seeing that is happening in this nation. I told you that God was first of all going to shut down the shutdown, and that the pawns in the game was based upon the primary focus of the house being showed to the house. And what we're seeing is unprecedented nominations beginning to take place and break through like never before. History is about to be broken in Virginia. What you're seeing is that God allowing this nation to see that my word shall go forth, and so shall it be, and it shall accomplish that whereunto I sent it, and it shall not return unto me void. For all the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. And I want you to know this one thing, that the Father is also declaring something here, that each and every one of us has got to understand that what we live in is nothing but a box. And there's a whole lot of people that are living in a box, and they don't know they're living in a box. And what God wants to do is bring this nation out of a box. You go to sleep in a box. Your house is square like a box. You lay down in a box. Your bed is square like a box. You watch a box. Your TV is square like a box. You talk on a box. Your telephone is square like a box. You go to work, and even the job is square like a box. Your refrigerator is square like a box. Your microwave is square like a box. You live in a box world. It is so bad until some people even shape like a box. Now listen to me. You've got to understand that God is trying to bring you and I from outside of a boxed-in world that has no precedence in leading forward. I've already told you about the four amigos, those guys. We got them on the run, guys. And the people that are watching Living Strong, you are so far ahead. You might as well just clap your hands and shout all over the place and let your innovation start, because right now on tonight, we are dealing with nothing but word and issue and that which God is releasing based upon treasures of the heart. So you might as well get ready, because you know that fastest 30 minutes is already coming and going. And now what God is doing is that he's breaking loose box mentality in box. Well, Prophet Johnson, I sleep on a round bed and I live in a round house. Well, thank God at least you got a basketball. Now listen to me. You've got to understand this one thing. What the Father is doing is that he's allowing us to come to a reality of truth. And this reality of truth far surpasses understanding. And it is also leaking out in society like never before. Now, if you think that for one moment, that with what is happening, oh my God, Jesus, there is so much. If you think that with what is happening in America, it's anything new. No, there's nothing new under the sun. This is just the beginning. Now you're seeing, after hatred, you're seeing them talk about racism. Now, these spirits are being attacked because God's will is no longer going to allow hatred, evil, murder, and racism rule because of the treasures of men's heart and because of the fact / we've got to deal with the reality of society. And I read unto you on last night the simple dictionary meaning of racism. And it is prejudice against another people. You understand? So now what we're seeing is God speaks something. Woe to the crown of the pride. Verse number 28 in the book of Isaiah. I hear something coming in I hear something coming right now. I see ice crystals falling. I see ice crystals falling in New York, and I see hail falling even in the South. Don't be surprised if we get snow. Now watch this. Woe to the crown of woe to the crown of pride. In other words, I'm going to give a warning to each and every person that deals with this treasure in their heart and wears this crown of pride. Warning unto you, O Ephraim, because something is coming your way. Something is happening like never before. And what God is doing is that he's breaking through the essence of time. And this box mentality, this dog-eat-dog world. How is it that you can tear down one church just to build your church? Speak against individuals only to market God's people as sheep coming in to the slaughter. And in the midst of that, you've got to understand this one thing. There's an accountability. And you might think you're getting away. You may be getting by. God got people hired that's already fired. He got people living that ain't even giving. He got people choosing while they're losing. And in the midst of it all, the debauchery, to have the tenacity to think that you all of that because you wear a hat in a 5-piece suit with cat head shoes. Now listen, it doesn't matter, because what God is doing is bringing you to a place to where you deal with the reality of life and know that Jesus said that where your treasure is, he didn't say heart first, he said treasure. Men have died seeking for treasure. Look at Indiana Jones. You got folks, the gold rush that took place way back in the 1800s and 1800s. And there's gold all over the place. But the Bible says there's a vein of the gold where they find it. There's no place, there's no secret to where gold is here. That is in the Bible. Diamond is in one place, gold is in another, silver is in another. And isn't it amazing that God made the gold, and the gold represents the man. He made the woman, the diamond, and the diamond represents the woman. And because they say diamonds are woman's best friend, if you don't believe that, ask Elizabeth Taylor. As they say, God bless the dead. She made a whole lot of good movie. Love Elizabeth Taylor. But she was diamond's best friend. So isn't it amazing that God brought gold out of one end and brought diamond out of one end and took the diamond and set it up on top of the gold and had the woman to say to the man, I do, who? So in the midst of that, she chose you. He chose you. But God did not choose us to become robots. Some folks so nosy. Oh my God. I'm not even going there tonight. Some folks so nosy until their eye see even before their nose can pick it up, and even before their mouth can speak it, and their eye will tell a lie before everything else come forth. That's just how nosy some folks are. They'll tell a lie with their eye before their nose can smell it, and their mouth can speak it. That's just how quick they are. I've never seen folks, my God, that just lie. He said, a liar will not tarry in my sight. There goes again, boom. And he's saying, he's saying thunder and lightning is falling. And it's falling right down, and it's going to split America. You're going to see it begin to take place like never before. And the reason why is because this nation does not want to deal with the truth of where their real treasure is. Their treasure is in, listen, you can have all the Swiss bank accounts you want. I'm not even going there. It doesn't matter if it's in the Cayman Islands or whatever. You ever heard of that lost cities of Atlantis? All of a sudden sunk? You know, no matter how big Dubai is and all these other creative islands that they're making, and folks driving $1 million cars, what they call the Bugatti. It doesn't matter, because in the midst of that, those things will perish. There's nothing wrong with having it. I wish that God give you 5 of those Bugattis. Why? Because that's his grace on you. Let him multiply you. The Lord make it rich and add it no sorrow to it. Bless it, for it is the Lord that give it and the Lord that take it away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. So something is coming for you and towards you. You're saying, Prophet Johnson, get in the word. I know you're loving it tonight. Look at what he goes on to say. To the drunkards, what are they drunk with? Pride. Whose glorious beauty? What is their glorious beauty? Pride. Treasure is a fading flower. You might as well get ready, because your flower sets the hour concerning the watchtower. On their heads, what? The crown. You understand? It takes a lot to be beautiful, to cover up, to camouflage. Ask Miss America. They have to hide the scars, the imperfection. Now listen to this. Which are on the heads of the fat valleys of them that overcome, or overcome with wine. They're overcome with the drunkenness of the treasures of the heart. And what God is saying is that I'm rebuilding. But I am not rebuilding like you want it to be rebuilt. Look at the prisons of America today. And there are a lot of people right now that don't know. You know, even the door is shaped like a box. You know, it's amazing. Box. And they got prisons all over the place. And what do they, prisons for what? Steady building them to incarcerate people, to put them in jail, all because of what they call control or controlled substances. And in the midst of that, they themselves sell more controlled substances by and through the pharmaceutical companies than anybody else. The only people they got in prison are a lot of the ones that sold illegal controlled substances. You know, but still, in the midst of it all, if you're going to lock them up and they going to shut them down, and you won't give them jobs and say, well, this and that is the case, and I'm going to throw them in jail, over a controlled substance or something that grows in the wood that is greener than the herb itself. And we got all the spices of life, and we're going to make sure that they don't contaminate with this stuff and bring in the addition of it. But yet we're going to have codeine in the offices of the doctors, and we're going to have controlled substances over the drug counters. And I want you to know that Advil is no more of a controlled substance than an alcohol. But yet, if they would love to deal with it, then why don't you legalize all of your controlled substances? And you won't have to worry about giving them jobs, because they'll be selling your illegal pharmaceutical controlled substances that's probably healing more folks than the doctors could ever imagine. And you're saying, Prophet Johnson, are you justifying something? I'm not justifying anything. At least I thank God that He is not under the law of man to look at them rule against people because of something that grows in nature and give them 7 years to 15 years to destroy their life, and they can't vote. But yet the problem is that their job is to put them inside of a box and justify it on the right side and said it's the light side. They call it institutional racism. That's what it's called. God's going to bust open your prisons. And what you think you'll be able to hold back, you can go after the other stuff, the heavy stuff. Go after it. The only reason why a lot of police officers got jobs today is because they locking up folks for selling a green leaf. If they legalize a green leaf, regardless of whatever herb it is, I'm calling no names. They putting it in your milk. They putting it in your cookies. They putting it everywhere. Then you know what? The police will be out of job. You'll see more fat police on Donut Broadway than you've ever seen anywhere else. They'll be hanging out with flat tires, not pulling nobody over. There them brothers go again, making that money. Oop, there it is, y'all. And then they want to sit and justify destroying somebody. Talking about an affordable health care. You went to the doctor because you are in a CEO position. You're the president, you're the principal, you're the vice president, and that green cookie monster, I sure hope you enjoying those dollars you eating up on Wall Street. Float, float, float on. Let's go there. Increase. Second one, open. Next level, come forth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's move it. $1 bill 3, the $5 bill 3, the $10 bill 3, the $20 bill 3, the $50 bill 3, and the $100 bill 3. We see all three of those, which is 6, which is the number of man. Now what we're seeing is this rocking and reeling coming in like we've never seen before. Because now that you have 6, which is the number of man, you also have that $2 bill that is hid. That represents covenant. The final of it have already been printed. Deep. Next one, roll, scuba deer, come on. Now you look at the President of the United States, 44. 4 is restore. 4 plus 4 is 8. That means that he came in the middle of 6 and 7 concerning the monetary funds to restore back to man God's will in this nation. So don't play the money games because it's all the same. Eat it, Mr. Cookie Monster. while you're saving your name. Gobble, 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 Pac-Man. Here we go. Let's roll. Yeah, they'll be out of a job. All of them will be on Donut Alley. New York. What's going on? Shout out to New York up there. Let's roll this revelation, get a little bit heavier. Prophet Johnson, get on into the word. Verse number 4. Let's skip a little bit. Too much to read. Too little time to go there, smoking the belly. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I like that movie on Sally Fields and Burt Reynolds. But I tell you what, yeah, that's good. I like to see old Clint Eastwood run for president. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'd vote for him. Sure would. He'd probably have his president cabinet. He'd probably build a log cabin out in the woods somewhere. He'd probably run the nation from out there. Thank you, Clint. Like Clint Eastwood. Hey, look at this. In verse number 4, and the glorious beauty, which, I just got a kickback in my spirit, and the Lord saying no. He's saying, no, prophet. He's saying, I want you to break this down now, because we're going to move this forward. Verse number 2, behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hell. God said, I've got somebody. They're strong, they're mighty, and guess what? They just like a thunderstorm. I've got a prophet, I've got a man, I've got a word. There's something I'm going to do, but I'm going to bust that crown upon your head. In other words, he ain't going to hide in the church behind the cross. I've got that end of destroying storm as a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand. Boom! There it is. God said, I got that. Talking about hurricanes and thunderstorms and floods. God said, I got that. You might as well chill on out. There's somebody watching me on tonight, and I'm about to minister, but I'm not going to minister. Somebody watching me on tonight, I'm going to tell you I'm not going to minister to you. Listen to this. The Bible declares the crown of pride, verse number 3, the crown of pride, verse number 3, the drunkards of Ephraim shall be trodden under feet. I got this. I got your back. They want you on the streets, but I'm about to give you a mansion. They want you walking, but I'm about to set you up to own a car lot. I'm still not ministering to nobody. Verse number 4. Somebody said, yes, he is. That's me. Okay, it's yours then. and the glorious beauty, watch this. The glorious beauty, here it comes, which is on the head of the fat valley. The head of the fat valley. You know what the valley means? The valley means that everything that rolls down from the top rolls into the valley, and it's saying that they are the head that is over the fat valleys, but they got the buckets at the bottom, receiving all your goods. And you wondering why you stressed out, tired, ain't got no energy. Lord help us. Because you're being drained. That's why. The Bible declares, and listen to this, shall be a fading flower. I'm going to get, that fading flower. Oh, my goodness. Phew. I mean, it's just amazing. And it's nothing to me to be compared to a woman in her glory days, yet in her latter days, or a man in his glory days, yet in his latter days. And what people don't understand is that they are more glorious in their latter days than they were in their earlier days. Why? Because they were dumb when they were young. And then it takes 50 years for some folks to get some sense. Just like I'm telling my 3 sons, you guys will never be able to beat me in basketball. It's amazing y'all won't be able to beat me in basketball for another 20 years. Until this day, they can't beat me in 6'2", and still can't. Played high school basketball, still can't beat me. Well, why, Prophet Johnson, are you that good? No, I'm just that bad. Here we go. The Bible declares, and as the hasty fruit. Listen, the beauty, that glory gonna fade away just like a fruit sitting up waiting for fruit flies. Fruit fly harvest is coming. You better believe it. Hide behind it. Stay fat. There will be peace in the valley. Ho, 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 me. You better believe there'll be peace in the valley. When they holler peace and safety, then sudden destruction. Watch this. The Bible declares, before the summer, which when he that looketh upon it seeth, while it is yet in his hand, he eateth it up. You better eat it up. If you don't, the fruit fly go get it. All right. In that day shall the Lord of hosts be a crown of glory. Watch this. And for a diadem. He's going to change this mindset of this treasury in the heart. And he's saying, for you, Ephraim, look, you done went through something, but there's coming a time I'm going to straighten you out, and I'm going to change it and put a diadem there. That is the measure of the identification of the glory that I place upon your life. And I hear chariots of horses. I hear the sound of thunder. I hear the abundance of rain. It's coming unto the residue of his people, to the beauty of the residue of his people. Those that are left over, thank you, sir, plenty time is mine. And those that are left over, God is saying, the residue of my people, it is coming forth. There will be no stopping it, because I'm sending an arrow across this nation like you have never seen before. And not only the residue of my people, and for a spirit, watch this, of judgment. And that judgment first must begin at the house of God. And it's begun at the house of God, which deals with the truth of every man's heart. How can you hide behind the cross and advocate racism? How can you acclaim Christianity and hate your brother? How can you look to Jesus and say that you love him every Sunday and love him every day of the week, but you hate the poor? And I tell you now, the Bible declares that this is unto that person, to him that sitteth in judgment. The one that sitteth in judgment is going to do the judgment of the one that is doing the judging. And that you had better believe, for strength to them that turn the battle to the gate. You turn the battle to the gate, and you do this, and you bring it to oppress, because you got the power to do so. And then when it don't go your way, you hide behind the law officials, school officials, CEOs, those that are in power for position, job marketers, folks that own stores. When something don't go your way, and when you mistreat somebody and you know you've done them wrong, then you say, if you don't get out, if you cause any trouble, I'll call the police. And you call the police, and you stand behind society, because that's where your treasure is. That's where it is. New York, I want you to know one thing. Unprecedented years have revealed a historical breakthrough. You will see the mayor, the man that is connected, white and black. Why New York? Because God is going to use that to spearhead. It's going to hit Virginia. And he said that I'm going to show the house to the house. And I told you that once the Democrats get it back, and it don't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican, either way it go, you got to go for the right side, which is God's side. That's to treat people right. You're going to see what happened. And this answer is coming forth like never before. And when it shifts, you're going to see it take place. I'm going to tell you something, America. The answer to the house is going to be in the hand of the women. The female woman across this nation is going to be the one that's going to be the answer to the house, because the house represents where the birth comes from. And when the House and the Senate goes back to the president, you're going to see $1 bill, $5 bill, I skipped two, $10 bill, $20 bill, $50 bill, 100. You're going to see those guys line up. And then you're going to see two come in and operate as the last covenant of those last 2 years. I'm going to roll that too. And you're going to see those two come in and roll and as the covenant. That number two come in as that covenant in those last 2 years. And you're going to see this president do things that you've never seen him do before. And then after that, you'll prepare yourself to see the history repeat itself again. Not only with the first African-American president, not only with the first black president, not only with that, but you'll see thunder roll, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. They call her Hillary, the white butterfly. She'll take over. With the House, you're ahead of time. Remember that. You are ahead of time. I've got you way ahead of time, guys. She'll take over the House. Boom. Rain on me. And the Senate. From these elections that are coming up, while God is giving the House back to the president. Woe unto Satan if the president gets the House back. Woe unto you, Satan. This will be your last stand, because then it will be passed to the white butterfly, his big sister, Hillary Clinton. And after that, the white butterfly is going to birth the white lily in this nation. Hey, I'd like for you to know that's the fastest 30 minutes in broadcast. Women, get ready. You calling the shots. I know that's right. And that's going to be my time. And I'd like to thank you for yours. And let me say in closing, if you doubt it, you'll be out of it. If you in it, we gonna win it. Fastest 30 minutes in broadcast has already come and gone your way. I'm getting ready to sign off. I'll see you again on tomorrow night. Just remember, I love you, and thank you for your support, and thank you for watching Living Strong. Always call a friend, call a neighbor, and let them know you cannot miss treasures of the heart, the reality of life. That's my time. Fastest 30 minutes already come and gone. I got to get on out of here, and I'll see you guys again on tomorrow night. But you got to remember, there's something that I always say before you go. And each and every day that you live your life, this is what you got to give the people, and this is what you got to do in life. Always remember to do what? That's right. Live to love. I know that's right. And love to live. Have a good night. Bye now.
Forgive my daily behaviors, what I say to my Savior before I fall asleep. Yeah, for the record, Lord is my shepherd, bless him, we all a sheep. They call it street, quick crush the autumn leaf and then call it peace for the conqueror. About my collar leash, now the wall.